That's the thing. My intros on the Breakfreeced Club are like, they're so fluid usually. But also like, I kind of want to do something different this time because it's it's the holiday special, you know? But also I don't want to actually change up the vibe.
Some holiday roleplay.
Some holiday roleplay will get us in the mood. Wait, come back here. We're doing holiday roleplay right
Oh, shit.
now.
I turned my gain up too much. Was I really loud?
You're fine.
Okay.
We're doing holiday roleplay.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, real quick. Everybody, this is the Breakfreeced Club holiday special. I'm here with my best friend, Caffeine, who you'll get to know a little bit better in a bit. But right now, we're starting off with some motherfucking holiday
Right now,
roleplay.
I am not Caffeine. I am, what would I be? The Bumble, maybe? Would I be the Bumble?
The Bumble? I'm so confused right now. Is this the roleplay part?
Sure, yeah, I'm the Bumble.
the
haven't.
Bumble?
Wait, what? You haven't? Yes, you know the Bumble.
The Bumble from what?
I'm fucking linking you a picture of the Bumble right now.
Oh,
You've seen the Bumble.
Oh, the Bumble.
Yeah.
Wait, is this from Frosty the Snowman?
Yes.
Or is this from...
No.
Oh,
Rudolph,
that's like the only
Rudolph.
Christmas movie I haven't seen.
Wait, really? You've never seen
Yeah.
this movie?
No. So I'll be role-playing as a guy who's never seen
Okay.
Frosty the Snowman, and you'll be the...
Something that your listeners don't know yet is that you haven't seen anything. All right? I feel
That's
like you
not
have.
true.
I feel like you haven't seen any of the things I've
All
seen.
right.
But I thought
Okay.
you would have at least seen this one.
All right, we'll push the holiday roleplay till further back in the episode, but I want to address these allegations. But first, welcome to the Breakfast Club. Said that. I'm joined today by my best friend, and her name is Caffeine, and she has been my best friend for many years.
Honestly,
And
we might have met each other 12 years ago. Like
we met each other like
maybe more
as in
than
we were
that.
in the same place longer than that ago.
Yeah, probably
because we
like
would have been
15,
like
16.
7 or
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
And we didn't really like talk at the time, but we were around each other. Yeah. So we survived like our high school years together, and we gosh, it's been a
forever.
ride. And if you hang in my Discord server, which if you haven't joined, it's linked down below. But if you hang in it, you will have seen Caffeine around, and you might not know her like super well. But I do mention I reference my bestie a lot, and I don't think people usually know who that is. So for anybody
'cause it's
who's
just the
ever
bestie.
like wondered when I tweet or whatever, and I'm like, my bestie just this, my bestie, me and my bestie this and that. This is who I'm talking about.
Yep. You can find me lurking in Freest's Discord server.
Literally, my favorite person in the world is on the podcast for the holiday special. So
You're my favorite person too.
what's up?
It's good to be here.
It's great to have you here. I was going to say, how have you been? But I think we both know how the past few weeks have been for both of us.
I had
So how are you?
COVID.
So how are you now?
Happy holidays, everyone. Right now, I'm really good. Really good. It's
Yeah.
almost Christmas. I don't know if you usually talk about when you record these. I don't.
It makes no matter.
Okay, that's fair. It makes no matter. You are right. That is how the saying
Yeah,
is.
I don't put a lot of stock in like glitz and glam in the show and like trying to appear too professional.
That's fine. My headphone cord keeps rubbing on the pop filter,
Okay.
so I don't know if the heads
Don't
or
do
like
that.
the microphone is picking it up.
so don't do that.
You might hear a little bit of stuff as I'm trying to readjust it. I'm sure you're going to fix it in post. I'm just talking.
I surely am not. Now that you say that,
I'm just talking
You know
to
the
let you
rules, and
know
so do
why why I'm shifting it around. It's a mess. It's a mess over here. Okay, there we go. Oh fuck.
You know what I love?
Can
about
I curse
this?
on this show?
It's a requirement. I think
bit
I
of a,
already dropped an
based
F-bomb on
off,
this episode, which I believe would be a first for me. So there you go. It's the fucking holiday special,
This pop filter does not want to.
and we're having a good time.
Merry fucking Christmas, everyone.
What are you doing to that poor pop filter?
This is going to be so long. Sorry, I'm literally unscrewing it. This is going to be so bad on the audio. so bad. But I'm unscrewing it from the clamp from the stand because it's not fitting. I'm screwing it back on. I just put this thing on. I don't usually
change
record
my
with this
mind.
mic.
You're out. You're off the show. Come back when it doesn't sound like 12 Tyrannosaurus Rexes are knocking on your door.
You can come back for the third appearance.
No,
It'll be fun.
I would never. I love you.
I have fixed it.
So
I have fixed it.
I love to hear it. What I was gonna say, and what is gonna sound highly unlikely now, is that what a lot of people don't know is that Caffeine and I have been podcasting together for years, and we have done like probably over 100 podcast episodes together.
Oh,
we've done
probably.
three. I think is it right? 3 like full shows together, and then we did like a pilot, at least one pilot that we never did anything with.
Yeah.
And maybe like another pilot that we also never we've both like been podcasting for a lot and have been podcasting specifically with each other for like a very long time, which makes it just baffling to me, just uncanny to me, how after all of these years you seem to have no clue how to adjust your microphone.
Look, I literally just put on the pop filter to record this. So it wasn't in a good spot when I screwed it in because we were talking about Animaniacs when I was doing that, I think.
You're right. You're right.
And then it was just like slowly slipping down, and then my microphone cord kept rubbing on it. Anyway, we're good now.
We're good. It's all
starting
good now.
professional
I'm gonna
podcasting
take a long
here.
sip from this drink.
What you drinking?
That's for me to know. No, here's what I'm drinking. It is a it's like a cocktail where it's like this like watermelon strawberry sort of juice.
Okay.
I don't know why I said sort of. This is sound really sketchy.
You've
It's
heard
like
of watermelon
strawberry juice with like just like a tiny bit of vodka. And it's highly refreshing.
Oh, that's really good. I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew.
Yes.
I love a Diet Mountain Dew. It's been a minute. I've been quarantined at home. It's not been a good Mountain Dew time for me.
I haven't started drinking diet sodas until like this year, and specifically like this month. Like specifically like this month, but they kind of slap. I like them. Anyway, that was way too long.
I just kind of realized that like I don't mind the taste of them at all. So I might as well drink them. I'm sure that there's some chemical in them that is going to like cause me to mutate and grow limbs in places where I shouldn't have limbs. But like, for now, I'm going to do what a lot of my ancestors did and not worry about it and make it somebody else's problem in the future. I have a cat on my lap. That's what I was going to say. It's not Marmite.
It's not?
It's not Marmite.
Surprise for the audience?
Yeah, this I have a new cat. He's a pure black cat, kind of medium long hair, so a little bit fluffy. He is missing half of his left ear. He has
so
gorgeous
cute.
yellow eyes.
It is so cute.
And he is the sweetest thing. And his name, I have named him Ben Mardredig, which
Classic.
in the Old Norse tongue means bloodstained raven.
It's very appropriate for you to go Old Norse with that. But your cat is very cute. It's adorable. Welcome to the family,
so
Ben.
Cute. Hey, it's great to be here, Ben would say. Could he speak?
Well, give him a microphone. You've got a microphone over there. This is also
You know what? If Ben had a
phone.
microphone, he would adjust it properly.
Oh, I believe it. Ben would be better than me at this.
No, I josh you too much. I do. People are going to think that
you're
I
the
don't like
successful
you when you are, in
musician.
fact, my single favorite person in the world who I'm only mean to you on podcasts. Is that wrong? I feel like I'm unduly uncouth.
We have a lot of hours of material that do not actually highlight how you treat me in real life.
if you were to go back through like stuff that we've recorded, you just be like, this is not a healthy relationship.
Hey, it makes for good content, so.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's gonna be my thumbnail. Like truth about Freest revealed. Freest horrible person confirmed ?
Manipulation.
Best friend reveals all. Sorry, what was your
Verbal
subtitle? I was
abuse,
talking over you. I just talked over you again. Say it one more time.
I was just following up on. You can put manipulation somewhere in the thumbnail or verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Actually, I'll do your thumbnail. I'll put that in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're the graphic designer. I should just have you do all my thumbnails.
I can.
Isn't that how it works? Get your friends to do work for you for free. That's
of course. Yeah.
I mean, what else would anyone do?
Yeah, everyone knows that. Listen, y'all, listen up. If you have a friend and they do something cool, right?
Yeah.
Just ask them to do that for you for
Art?
free.
Music?
Yeah, art.
Indoor
You can get
plumbing?
commissions for free. Yeah.
Garage door repair?
Do not
Whatever
get your
it
indoor
is.
plumbing for free. If someone offers you indoor plumbing for free, do not take it.
Yeah. People, here's the thing. People normally need like money to buy food, pay for shelter, stuff like that. What's crazy is that if they do work for a friend, they don't actually need money.
Yeah,
for
they
that
get personal
to
fulfillment.
survive. They get their fulfillment will actually supply them with the sort of energy and resources that they need to continue survival.
Their fulfillment bar will go up a notch, and you'll unlock
Yes.
more friendship benefits, and then you can progress the story.
Yes, that's how you get friends with benefits. You get them to do stuff for you for free, and their bar goes up, so to speak. Welcome. What's this episode? What's this energy?
I don't know.
Welcome to the Breakfast Club holiday special. I'm gonna say Christmas special because I feel like we both grew up with kind of like a Christmas tradition, so I feel like that's the most sort of genuine way to phrase it. I don't know enough about most other winter holidays to like talk about them at length or try to like include them in a way that wouldn't just be like insensitive virtue signaling that would probably insult people. So
Right.
I'm gonna say this. I'm just call this the Breakfreeced Club Christmas special, and I do hope that anybody who's listening that celebrates another holiday has a very happy that one.
I know
In
a
whatever
few
way that
names
applies to you.
of the holidays, but I do not know what they entail. I need to learn.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a website or a podcast
Oh yeah,
that talks about it.
there's a different podcast than this one by some knowledgeable people. I have this since it's us, right? Since I don't really. I mean, I guess I could do some interview stuff, but like I feel like we've interviewed each other like on shows before, and that's not really what this is.
Yeah.
If people want to get to know you better, I would say come hang out in the Discord.
Yes, come do that. That's also like
And I
my
highly
only
recommend doing
tendril into nerdcore community.
that. Yeah, I mean
Apart
you're on
from
Twitter.
like
a bit.
editing your videos. Yeah, I am on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Caffeine edited my and it's in the credits, but Caffeine edited my Food Wars rap.
Yeah, it was fun. I wanna
Yeah.
get more into that kind of stuff.
But I would love
I
that
guess
because I hate editing videos.
interviewing me wouldn't really do much because most of your listeners like wouldn't really know me. So
It would be like there'd be some cool personal stuff, but again, like just get to know Caffeine. Just get in the Discord and talk to her. She is a lovely person. But that said, we're not going to talk about any of that.
that is true.
Screw
And in order
that.
to get in the Discord, you do need to subscribe to Freest and hit the bell icon.
Okay,
for
that's
more
not
content.
technically true, but please do that. And actually, the channel you're listening on is Fneast, so subscribe here and then go to my main channel, Freest.
That's
and,
right. You
subscribe
did
to
do Fneast with
Yeah.
the two, but it's
I
not
did, yeah.
in Japanese, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just
It does. Well, no. In
Ftoost.
Japanese, you can use Arabic numerals.
That's fair.
That's commonly done. Yeah. So it'd still be ni. But yes, for somebody who doesn't know like kind of the lore behind the name, it's just Ftoost.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great. I'm fond of the name. So what I was gonna say is we're kind of just having like a free form like jazz improvisation, just chill vibes, really. This is a like Christmas special. We're not going to talk really about that much Christmas stuff, but we are going to have a little bit of like winter stuff and a little bit of like stuff we wouldn't normally do. Yeah, I was trying to pull just like a question just out of a hat that I was going to ask you. But then I realized like if you turn it on me, I don't know what my answer is. So I'm going to ask you, and then just like it's a basic question. I've done too much lead up. Do you have like a favorite Christmas gift that you've ever gotten?
Oh, a favorite Christmas gift.
Yeah, like one that stuck out.
That one's hard. I got a Huion tablet a few years ago. That was really, really cool because I hadn't had anything that complex before, and it's kind of where I started to learn art on.
Yeah.
But favorite gift? Oh, no, I know. I was 5 or 6, and I got glow-in-the-dark dinosaur pajamas.
Yo!
And I wore those every day until there were holes in the pants. I don't know where you can buy them. I don't know where my grandma got them. I got them from my grandma. That was the same year I also got Toy Story 2 on VHS, and I also watched that until there were holes in the tape. It was so good.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. Because I was like, originally I was thinking like, well, obviously like, so Ben here, the new kitty, like he's a Christmas gift. So he's obviously like very high up there for me. I would say currently he is my favorite thing that I've ever gotten for Christmas.
You definitely haven't had him long enough to figure out if he's a little shit or not.
I mean, he's a cat, so that's kind of part of it. But it's to be expected, and he's so cute. I can't keep looking at him. I have a podcast to do. But I think like my favorite Christmas gift that I ever got in terms of just like pure joy that I had on receiving it was when I was young, like less than 7 years old. I would guess I was like 5 or 6. I had a stuffed polar bear named Snowflake, who I think you've seen.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and he was my buddy. Like I took him everywhere. And then one Christmas,
I gave you my heart.
one Christmas,
sorry,
I came out and I was probably wearing my polar bear pajamas because at the time I was like crazy super into polar bears.
Of course,
and I still dig polar bears. They are my favorite bear.
They're awesome.
I'd say polar bears are like my favorite animal, my favorite non-extinct animals besides cats. I'd say it's polar bears.
If the red panda counts as a bear, then red panda is mine. Other than that, it's polar bear.
You know, I don't know if a red panda does.
They're kind of like
pandas
bears,
are
right?
bears.
Yeah.
Right? So giant pandas are bears.
Red pandas are just smaller bears.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that logic. I just don't know, because there's like a seahorse is not genetically a horse, so naming kind of gets weird sometimes.
Is there a red panda in We Bare Bears? Because if there is, then red pandas definitely are bears.
I think there's just the 3 bears, though, right? There's the polar bear, the panda, and the grizzly brown bear? What is it?
Probably a grizzly.
Yeah, and one of them is the polar bear is played by Dimitri Martin, which I love.
Bear.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I'm going to finish talking about the gift that I got because I got derailed.
Yes.
Yeah. For people who listen to the show probably know I have ADD, and I probably don't have to say that because it's very obvious. So I came out, and we always do like stockings, which is pretty typical, I guess, for like at least American Christmas. I don't know about other countries. Normally like the stockings would all just be like hung up. I think at that time they would be on our doors. So we would come out and we would see them there. that year, I came out and like my siblings had like taken my stocking and they were like hiding it because I was like, that's weird. And I came out and it was because my family wanted to see my reaction. Like my parents wanted to see my reaction when I first saw what was like in the top of my stocking.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this little, just adorable little polar bear plushie. Like this mini one that was like a lot smaller than Snowflake, but was just like super duper cute. And I named him Snowball, and he was like my other buddy for quite a while. It was loved. I think pure joy. That's number one for me.
I love that. I had a
go ahead.
Stuffed animal polar bear when I was a kid. His name was Captain Cheeseburger.
That's pretty great. That's a great polar bear name. Captain Cheeseburger.
I think I had a seal.
It's a good gamer tag too.
That is a good gamer tag. Should change my my name to Captain Cheeseburger.
Caffeine Cheeseburger.
Caffeine Burger.
Should I change your role in the server to Captain?
Fuck, that's good. That's very good.
What's your role currently? I surely haven't just
Sauramod,
made you a Sauramod. I didn't give you a special role?
Yeah, I'm Sauramod.
Oh, I got to give you a special role.
Aw.
I think maybe Team Captain would be good.
Team Captain.
Or does it? It probably needs to be
cute.
like dinosaur related, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll workshop it. We'll bounce it
I don't know
around.
of any dinosaurs that are like Caffeine.
Yeah, there's like you could do like Velociraptor, but it's not perfect. There's like
The speed
is-
at which these come out of your brain
is
are
Cephalosaurus
amazing.
a dinosaur? Or am I making that up? Cephalosaurus.
It
There's like
sounds
a-
like a dinosaur. You could right now. You could say it is a dinosaur, and everyone listening would be like, "Yeah, that's a dinosaur." Yeah, actually,
Well,
I think
it
I
would-
remember seeing that in Land Before Time.
It's
My
the-
favorite character
I
was the
just-
Cephalosaurus.
There's like a Ceratosaurus. What's the dinosaurs?
Priest is
Starts
doing
like
some like intense googling right now.
dinosaurs starting.
Two hands on the keyboard. Just
Hey,
moving.
what is it?
His monitor is just switching colors as he's switching tabs so fast.
Yeah, Kentrosaurus. That's not what I'm thinking of. It might start with a C is the thing. So there's just Kentrosaurus, Conchodosaurus, and Critosaurus. Okay.
Critosaurus? Did you say that was
Yeah,
one?
that's a nothing. Yeah, random Critosauruses are fair and balanced.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Here's Camptosaurus, Caftosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, something tooth. I don't know what Carchara means. Sidiosaurus. Hey, that's a sauropod, so that's pretty good.
Hey.
I'm not seeing like a calf dinosaur. I was trying to find
I
a
didn't.
kef dinosaur because kef it would be like a Greek prefix or a Greek root, not a prefix, but it would be used as a prefix in the dinosaur name. Hey, this one's called Chungkingosaurus.
What?
That's pretty good.
Chungkingosaurus?
It might not be Chung, like it might be like Kung Kingosaurus, but it's spelled Chung.
Big
so,
Chungkingosaurus.
Big Chungkingosaurus. Do you want that to be your role?
Yes, Big Chungkingosaurus. That
All
is
right,
so good.
You'll be Big Chungkingosaurus. That'll be your role. Glad we got that figured out. So I have a little segment that I want to do.
Sure, go for it.
I have written some winter-themed, dinosaur-themed jokes,
Ooh.
but they're like riddles, so you could
Oh, okay.
feasibly guess at least some of these.
If it deals with dinosaur names, I am not the best. I will.
So to be fair, I only used one of them has a dinosaur that every dinosaur fan would probably know, but most people
Ankylosaurus.
might not know. It's not a well-known dinosaur outside of paleo fans.
Pterodon.
Pteranodon is not a dinosaur. So, and then there's
It's like a bird, right?
yeah, well, it's a flying reptile. So birds are actually more closely related to dinosaurs than lizards. So that's why the distinction, or than modern day reptiles in general. That's the reason for that distinction.
I thought they were reptiles.
Birds?
No, not birds. Dinosaurs. That's funny though.
Yeah, well, I just mean like modern day reptiles are not related to dinosaurs directly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Modern day avians, however, are, yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I've used fairly common dinosaur names / concepts. They're not all, the answers to all these are not dinosaur names necessarily. Okay, here we go, and I'll see if you can guess these, and then I'll give. So here's what I'll do. I'll read the question, and then you can guess if you want. But after I read the question, if you at home want to like pause the episode right there and then try to guess it and then hit play, like I'll wait a second.
Listener engagement. That's a good idea.
Yeah. This is that Travis McElroy play along at home.
Just about to say that. I was.
Of course
it was
were.
on my lips. I was like, "Why don't you play along at
We are
home?"
of the same mind. So here's the first one.
Okay.
What dinosaur can you hang ornaments on?
It's not the Stegosaurus. Does that have the fins? I'm thinking of the
fins?
the one with
has,
the
plates, yeah.
Yeah, the plates.
Stegosaurus does have plates. That's not the answer that I have. For you could feasibly hang ornaments on a Stegosaurus.
Evergreenodon.
Yes. Evergreenodon?
Evergreenosaurus. I don't.
You could do an evergreen iguanodon. That's nothing. Iguanodon was the closest I could think of. Igrenodon?
Dear
Evergreenodon? I don't think I can make that fit.
Dear
okay.
Evan Greenson, we've been way too.
So the answer: what dinosaur can you hang ornaments on? A Triceratops. Which is fun because you actually could. They've got the horns.
You're right. They do also have horns. That's
Yeah.
cute. That's cute.
You'd actually have a better chance at hanging ornaments on a Stegosaur's phagomizer, which is the spiked area of its tail. That was actually named by Gary Larson in a Far Side comic, and then that name was adopted by real paleoscientists.
That is amazing.
Yeah. That's kind of where like my my love of cartoons and my love of dinosaurs intersects. Okay, second one. Where do dinosaurs wear their scarves?
Oh. There's a dinosaur that sounds like Neck. I can't remember what its name is, so I'm not going to be able to get this one either.
Yeah, I think you're overthinking it.
Maybe I am.
So, all right, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Where do dinosaurs wear their scarves? On their Tyrannosaurus necks.
Oh my gosh.
That's cute, right?
That's very good.
All right. Here's another one. What do you call a really, really, really big dinosaur that loves Hanukkah?
Oh.
Just the biggest dinosaur,
A
and that also
Hanukkah-nosaurus.
loves Hanukkah. Let's think about this dinosaur.
I'm drawing a blank, mainly because this is going to sound horrible. I do not know who celebrates Hanukkah. I know like what goes into Hanukkah, but I don't know what people group celebrates it. So I can't even. I can't even
It's a
make
Jewish
guess.
holiday.
Okay, that would track. That would make sense.
The answer, I will tell you this: the answer to this fun holiday riddle does not include the word Jew.
What? Yes, that would make sense. I didn't know what people celebrated it, so I didn't know if it was a possibility.
Wait, let me run this by the let me run this by the CBS censors real quick and see if this makes air. What do you call a really big dinosaur that loves Hanukkah? A Jew? Does that fly?
I don't know if
Okay,
that tracks.
I'm being okay. My Twitter account has been suspended. That is not the answer. It's not the answer to this riddle. Are you? My ears are hot. Are you ready for the
Yes,
actual answer?
yes, I'm ready. I can't even make a guess anymore.
What do you call a really big dinosaur that loves Hanukkah? Argentine minoris.
This is the dinosaur that people aren't going to know about, right?
This
I
is
do
so.
not-
This is the. It's widely hailed as the largest dinosaur ever to exist, with regards to incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. Let me just check that that's a real word.
Again, like the dinosaur thing, you could say it's a real word, and everyone would be like, "Yeah, that tracks."
Incontrovertible. Yes. Okay. Pulled that out of an SAT book. Yeah, incontrovertible evidence that shows that it was the largest dinosaur yet discovered, Argentinosaurus. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch there, but yeah,
Nice.
Argentine minoris.
Was it found in Argentina?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. So was Utah Raptor, interestingly enough. That's not true. Can you imagine? Okay. So here we got two more. If anyone's still listening, what's a dinosaur's least favorite reindeer?
Comet.
I think you could get this one.
Yeah, Comet. Definitely
there we go.
It took me a second.
Comet. Pour one out for our dino homies. Okay.
Rest in peace, buddies. Rest in pieces,
Last
buddies.
Last one. And then I'll be submitting all of these to Reader's Digest magazine. What does a dinosaur get for the first day of Christmas?
Give to me. A partridge in a pear tree is the first day of Christmas.
Okay, got the gears turning.
I don't know what dinosaur sounds like a partridge.
Well, we don't know what they sounded like. That's the problem.
If you had to give your best dinosaur impression, what would it be?
Except, actually, I say that we kind of do know what this dinosaur might have sounded like.
Does it sound like a chicken?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
It sounds like I don't know dinosaur names, so I can't.
This one is tricky. I'll give you that. This one's tricky.
Okay.
You would recognize this dinosaur if you saw it.
A partridgeodon.
But you might not. Yes, a partridgeodon. That's the trick. It's just a partridge in a pear tree because a partridge is technically a dinosaur. No. What does a dinosaur get for the first day of Christmas? A partridge and a Parasaurolophus.
Oh, I do remember the name Parasaurolophus. I was not going to remember it.
Yeah. The Parasaurolophus is an iconic looking dinosaur. Let's pull up an image here.
I do not know how to spell it.
Parasaurolophus.
There it is.
And
right
you
there.
can see, yeah, it's got these
Yeah.
this crest area.
Yeah.
And it's hypothesized or theorized that was used to make a loud, resounding horn-like call in order to communicate with others of its species or possibly warn off predators.
It's the first didgeridoo.
The first didgeridoo,
Yeah.
Parasaurolophus. So that concludes our holiday dinosaur joke section.
Some clapping
Maybe
in
one of
there.
my favorite sections that we've ever done.
That's very good. Sorry, I went 0 for 4, but
You know what? No. You got dinosaur's least favorite reindeer, so you went actually 1 for 5, which is
That's
not
fair.
bad.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would not have expected anybody to do better than that.
Tyrannosaurus Rex and Triceratops were pretty good. I could
Triceratops, I think, is pretty. I think you could have also said like a Tyrannosaurus, or something like that. Would have accepted that as well.
Mm-hmm. I was stuck on Evergreen, same with Partridge. I was stuck on Partridge because it sounds like a dinosaur name. Sounds like it would be part of a dinosaur name.
Yeah, it probably is. There are a lot of dinosaur names that I don't know. and I'm learning them one at a time. There's just so dang many.
The one dinosaur
which is not a
fan in
bad
the
thing.
crowd is like,
Can't have-
"You dummy! There's a partridgeodon."
There's a partridgeodon. How do you not know the famous partridgeodon? Sir Richard Owen's most prized find. No. Okay. So earlier, I asked you to do a little bit of pre-pro for this one, which is
Yes.
unusual. Normally, my guests that come on, they're just kind of just like, when are you available? Okay, I'll call you, and then
And that's it,
kind of do
yeah.
the thing. But we're old pros, so I had you do some.
You say this
some
like we
pre-pro.
ever did pre-pro for our for our old shows.
We did sometimes. Eventually we didn't, but we started out with good intentions. So I wanted to do kind of like an end of the year thing and kind of like run down just like a couple things that we like sort of like enjoyed this year or like stuck out to us this year in a positive way, because there's obviously a lot of things that stuck out to I think a lot of people this year in a negative way. Also, it just feels like this year has been so long. So kind of like grounding it in just like some small capsule of positivity, I think would be a good thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So actually I asked you to come up with like one thing, but before that, I want to ask like, does anything from this year stick out to you as like, yeah, that was a good part of this year. That was like a good time in my life. I'm happy that happened. Like despite whatever, everything else.
2020 has felt so long that it's hard to I can't quite figure out what happened in January, February.
It's hard to remember, isn't it? What happened in like the early part of this year?
Yeah. I did start Critical Role, and that has been awesome. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I built my computer.
There you go.
Computer that I built, my computer and your computer. Those are good things.
Yes.
Yes. I will say those are the good things for this year.
Obviously, very, very grateful for that as well. Yeah, the computer that I am using right now to record this, Caffeine built, and while my wrist was broken, and it was super dope thing to do.
It actually wasn't fun. Any nerds out there? I started with a bad motherboard, and I didn't narrow down that it was a bad motherboard until after like swapping out all of the other pieces in it. So that was a fun time. It took way too long. Anyway,
I know very little about building PCs. I kind of know like some of the best parts to get and like essentially like what goes into it. Well, I know what goes into a PC and like a little bit about assembling it. But I am looking forward to like learning more about it, which is what I love about this PC is like there's already like mods I can make to it and like learn. Well, and we've already made some mods to it since the original build.
Yeah, through some extra hard drives for all your files.
Yeah, so I love that. It's so that's a very positive thing. I think for me, like the most like if I could pick like one moment from this year that like really sticks out to me as being just like an enormously good thing in my life that happened, because like I could talk about like just the fact that I've spent so much time talking to friends, the fact that like you and I have had so many good conversations this year, we've like hung out I could talk about how we watched the Twilight Saga together. Like that. Yeah, that
like,
was
a good moment.
One of my favorite memories that just in general that I have, and that happened this year.
Good. Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of things that I could point to, and I'm like lucky to have that many. I think like the thing that sticks out. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I could absolutely smash a Little Caesars stuffed crust right now.
Right?
Because we would
Little
always
Caesars
get that
extra most best is pepperoni cheese stuffed crust.
Ah, so good.
You we got that on pre-order. We finally started ordering ahead after how many years? Just walking over there waiting for half an hour like a dumbass. Yeah, no. So, but in kind of like a more like I don't know, like tangible sense. No, I don't know. That's not quite the correct word. But as far as like one moment, I think the moment when Schwabity asked me to be on the Haikyuu cipher sticks out to me from this year as something that like made me incredibly happy at the time and still. It kickstarted a lot of like the majority of my like channel growth from the first part of this year.
You're famous now.
That's not the case. It got me like in touch with a lot of other people that I would have been too afraid to talk to before. It helped me like become more confident in you know in my music and like push myself more. And it like it really I think gave me just a lot of general confidence in myself that I didn't have before. Because like somebody that I regarded highly was like, yeah, you can like come here, be on my thing. I trust you to not ruin it. And that was like, you know, I talk about like, you know, my anxiety and stuff at you know different times, and I've mentioned stuff like this before, but like, I think it bears repeating that a lot of people who only know me from like my music, or from, you know, even the majority of this show, or who see me in like, you know, Twitch chats or like, you know, Twitter and whatever, like they might get a sense of me that's not false, but is not complete. I think I project a much more like confident persona than how I feel. Like you and I were talking about this before.
Yeah,
how
we've kind of...
I feel like I'm like a small, you know, anime girl with like with an oversized sweater with sleeves that come over my fingertips, just like cowering behind this confident persona that I project.
Sakamoto like figure.
Yeah, this Sakamoto. Yeah. And you know, so I think it's, I don't want to make it a comparative thing, but sometimes it feels like it's even tougher because I've been just shy in my life before. I think, you know, we both, I think, are naturally very shy people. And we've both been pushed into situations where we have to not be that. But you know, I think it can be very difficult. I'll say that it can be very, having experienced both just like being shy and people knowing that I'm shy, and then still being shy, but people having a perception of me that I am not, or just would never assume that. I would have to say that like the second one is more difficult for me because, you know, they're like people's expectations are kind of like different for you. They're like, oh yeah, like he's, you know, kind of confident and like whatever, like he'll speak first, he'll reach out, he'll whatever. But meanwhile I'm over here, I'm timid, I'm second guessing, I'm like not sure of anything. I'm like, am I allowed to talk to this person? Am I annoying them? You know, so it's like very but on their end they're just like, okay, like I guess he just doesn't want to talk. You know, like it comes across as indifference rather than, you know, what it actually is. All of that to say, that every person specifically in the nerdcore community who's given me, you know, a shot to be part of something, and like, you know, kind of trusted me to, you know, make their track not suck. Or to not make their track suck, put it that way. And you know, specifically that cipher and like Schwabity specifically doing that was just like such a major thing for me this year, and I think has really like shaped so much of my honestly like my personal growth and development throughout the year. So
that's
yeah,
that's really good.
That's kind of like my year long one good vibe, I guess.
That is a very good vibe. And all of that to say, Daddy Fat Snaps, come collab with this kid. He's really good, and he's your number one fan. We listen to the Cuphead rap whenever I pick him up.
That is 100% true.
Yeah.
There is not a single time. Honestly, like, I am struggling to think of a single time we've gone anywhere in the past, like, year, 2 years. Like, since that song came out. Well, not right when it came out, but, like, since I just, first heard Daddy Fat Snaps, where we weren't bumping that in the car every single time.
That's how I found out about him. It came up on one of my daily mixes for Spotify.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, who's this? That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Smooshes for the Homies remix. It's on the table. It's on the table. Say that. It's always on the table. So it's kind of fun to do like a good vibe in like the middle of the show, because normally we do it at the end, but
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of like having it in the middle. Maybe we'll do something else at the end. I don't know. I don't have anything planned, but this is much more us. This is much more how we would typically podcast. Just loosey goosey, whatever happens.
It's a good vibe. I like this vibe.
No safety
I don't know
net.
if anyone who's still listening clearly likes this vibe as well. It's been 48 minutes
1 week
since
since you looked at me. Sorry, I had to get in there. Did we ever do a clap sync?
No, we did not.
We'll do one at the end.
Okay.
So a much kind of a less substantial question, but just kind of like a fun one. The one that I actually asked you to prepare for.
Okay.
What's your game of the year? And I don't mean a game that came out this year, because like we just had the Game Awards. Like everybody's got their opinions. There's a lot we could say about Cyberpunk, for instance. But disregarding all of that, like, what is a game that you played this year that you were like, yeah, this is my favorite game of the year, if there is one?
Okay. My real, legitimate answer to this question, I feel like is kind of a gag, but it's League of Legends.
That doesn't sound like a gag to me.
Did not start playing League of Legends until this year. I have played Dota for over 3,000 hours. Dota is like single-handedly the game that like shaped my high school. And I was one of those like elitists. Now this is literally only going to like, no one's going to understand this unless you play League or Dota. But like, Dota snobs are like, Dota came first, yada yada, like, it's a superior game, yada yada. And I was one of those until one of my friends started playing League and I played it with him, and now it's like my favorite game. I can't stop playing it. It's so good. It's also like a 12-year-old game.
Well, I'm no stranger to playing old games. I didn't get into gaming, especially PC gaming, for a really long time. Honestly, just till like a few years ago.
That's fair.
So a lot of my favorite games are very old.
My like game of the years for like recent games, probably Carrion and then Florence. Carrion, if you don't know, is like a reverse horror game where you are the monster, and it has like this awesome control scheme, and the animation is super fluid. It's awesome. Great art. Florence is something that Jacob Geller clued me into with The Intimacy of Everyday Objects, I think was his video. If you haven't heard of Jacob Geller, go watch him. Best game essays on YouTube. But Florence is a mobile game. I think maybe it's $5, maybe it's $3. It's like really cheap. And it's pretty quick, but it's beautiful. It's so good.
I'm gonna have to check out Florence for sure.
Yes, you should. Anyway, what is your game of the year?
Yeah, so my game of the year, I think like earlier this year, I would have said Skyrim, because
That checks out.
like earlier this year, I was, I think it was like the last few weeks of school, like when I first, if I'm getting my timeline right, I think it was like the last few weeks of school when I like first got home, and when they like first sent everybody home due to COVID. I was just playing Skyrim like 5 to 8 hours a day. Like it was crazy.
I
Like
remember that.
that's more than I've ever played any
Yeah.
game. And I was constantly sending you stuff like, here's the dragon armor that I made. Here's the like
Oh, you had a
item that I just
full, like,
upgraded.
a full smithing phase for a good long while, where all you did was
I
smithing.
did.
That was
I would
all
just-
the
yeah, I would
DMs
just-
were about.
I would get on and I would just smith for like 3-4 hours, just grinding. Like I love to mod, but I don't like to install mods that like make the game easier, unless it's just like interface stuff.
Sky UI.
But yeah, Sky UI,
Your
and stuff like that.
your laptop definitely did not like the mods, though.
No, and actually, I haven't put Sky. I play Old Rim. I don't have special edition. But like,
Is that what people are calling it? Old Rim?
Old Rim? Yeah,
Old Rim? Kind of sounds like another. It would be like another title. It just sounds
Yeah.
like
I would
AULD.
be willing to guess.
RIM.
I don't know much about like whether Oblivion had updates or like a special edition at all, because I would have thought like maybe they were calling an old version of Oblivion Old Oblivion, and maybe that carried over. That's just my sort of like inner etymologist trying to parse it out. But I don't know. But Old Rim, yeah, that's what they call the non-special edition.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the only one
so,
I've ever
yeah.
played either.
I love to mod. I don't like to use mods that make the game easier. So I would just spend hours and hours and hours smithing, and then I had an enchanting phase. I never really cared for alchemy, so I just leveled up my alchemy because it's really easy to level up your alchemy. You just make these regenerate. I think it's a regenerate health potion. There's like a pool of like 5 or 6 different ingredients that you can use. One of them is a giant's toe. I think it's like giant's toe, frost miriam, and however you say it, like Albacean long fin or
Oh,
Albacean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, and a couple other ingredients will if you combine them in a certain way, will let you craft a very valuable health potion that allows you to level up your alchemy quickly. What that allows you to do is craft restoration potions that will allow you to level up your enchanting temporarily and then enchant very powerful objects. So I was kind of doing that, and there's if you really want to get into it, you can look up Resto Glitch if you're not already aware of how that works, and really break the game that way without any mods. So
You don't need
Anyway.
any mods to break
So-
Old Rim. It's
no, you just have to boot it
buggy.
up.
With that being said,
It
still
breaks
not
on
as
its own.
buggy as Cyberpunk.
So, so all of that to say, if you had asked me earlier this year, like, what is your favorite game? Like, what is your, game of the year as far as like playing time? It would be Skyrim. Because I'd played a bit of Skyrim before, I'd completed it before, but this was the like first time I ever got super into it. Did a ton of side quests and everything like that. Also, the first time that I like actually went through and completed everything without using God mode or anything like that. Yeah, like, but then like halfway through the year, I started playing Overwatch for pretty much the first time. So was that also earlier this year or was it last year? It might have been last year when we were working on the Overwatch cipher that came out like way earlier this year. And I was in that, and I was Lucio, and I'd never played Overwatch. So I went over to Caffeine's house, and she showed me like how to play Lucio, and it
Like some
was
of the
chaotic,
voice
and I
lines, and
did not understand what was going on.
it was amazing to watch,
But-
though.
But So yeah, I kind of just like didn't think, and then eventually I picked it up. I don't even remember why. Maybe it was on sale. And yeah, I got super into it, and like now I play it pretty much every day, which I've never done with a game before. Maybe I was like that with TF2 a few years ago. But like, yeah. So Overwatch is like 100% now my like favorite game of the year, and it's funny because like obviously both of those are old games, like they've been around.
Yeah, Overwatch was
But
2016, I think.
yeah, or 2016 or 2015, yeah, and Skyrim would be what 2010, 2011. So they've both just had like given me so much like positivity and just genuine happiness this year. And I've never really considered myself a gamer. I just, I like games. I've never been that good at them. I've never like gotten super into them before, but like both of those, Skyrim especially, and now like Overwatch, I'm starting to get really into. And it's just like I've never had that sort of like passion about a game before. So yeah, Overwatch currently
awesome.
is I'd consider that my personal game of the year.
That's a good one. It definitely is a good game.
Those are probably like I don't think I ever would have played Overwatch like if you didn't play Overwatch.
Yeah, I used to play a
that's-
lot of Lucio back in the day. A lot
Yeah.
of Lucio and Zen.
I mean, I love watching you play, and that definitely like got me because I played a lot of Lucio starting out because I was like, well, I was Lucio in the Cypher and I really like his characters, so I just played a ton of Lucio, and it was only like a few weeks ago that I started playing DPS, because Kree is my favorite character in Overwatch.
You have a theme for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Western-
I just
Western
love the
shows.
Western aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like I don't think about it until it like occurs to me, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's why I like Firefly. That's why I like Cowboy Bebop is kind of obvious, but like that's why I like I'll go through stuff that I like, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Western, but whatever. Like I just watched Django for the first time, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like I love Westerns. Every time that I see a Western, I'm like, oh yeah. And it's just because I grew up watching a lot of Westerns, I think. And so I just have that kind of like embedded in me. It's even better when Westerns aren't just like, just incredibly whitewashed and racist.
Yeah, I was just saying, I grew up watching a lot of Davy Crockett. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I
not a vibe for
I know what you mean.
2020.
But the aesthetic, the sort of just cowboy aesthetic, has really stuck with me. That was the question, right? What cowboy aesthetic has stuck with you since childhood?
Yes, yes.
So I think we're ready to move to some would you rathers and would you press the buttons. This week, this being a special episode, and this being the only time so far that I've had my very best friend in the world on the podcast, instead of going to the normal websites for these, we wrote specific questions for each other that we think are going to be difficult for the other to answer. Yeah, why don't you just hit me with we'll just go back and forth.
Okay.
We'll
When
do it
you
that way.
asked make questions that will be difficult for you to answer, I did that.
Okay.
So I don't know
afraid
if
now.
this is necessarily the vibe, but it's the first one is, would you rather give it your best and not quite make it, or make it and not feel like you gave quite your best?
Yo, that's deep. Give it your best, not quite make it, or make it, not quite feel like you gave it your best. Here's. I think that this is honestly something that I have to choose a lot. Well, it's not so much that I get to choose it. It's just like The second option I feel like is very reminiscent of just like general imposter syndrome.
That's
So
fair.
like
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the places that I've already like gotten in life or like things that I've done, I've like done a good job on something, gotten to the place that I'm supposed to be because of it, and then still felt like I like wasn't supposed to be there or like I didn't actually, give it everything. Even if I have, I think that's just like a very hard thing for me to gauge. So it becomes a question of like, would you rather make it or not make it? And I'm going to choose to make it, I think. I have to consider the positives there. I think
That's
you
fair.
can
That's fair.
learn a lot from failure. I think it depends too, like, if the reason that you made it is because the thing that you were working on wasn't worth doing, then it's better to have tried really hard to achieve something that you just weren't able to do yet, and then go back with what you've learned, try again and make it.
Okay.
So as long
yeah.
as it's not Sisyphean, as long as it's, something that is like you learn from and then you achieve better, the first one is better. So if the task is something that is worth doing, I would pick, I guess I would pick the the first
one, give
first
it your
or second
best.
one. But like if it's something that isn't worth doing, as far as like if the thing that you didn't try very hard on but made it wasn't worth doing, then like that's a waste of time.
That's fair.
So I guess I didn't really pick one. So if I'm just gonna pick one, I would say it is. That's tough. That's tough. Kind of back where I started on this one. I don't think anybody wants to admit to taking the easy road. But at the same time, I don't think that everybody is motivated by failure the same way. For me, I think if I accomplish something and feel like it was too easy, that's what motivates me to try something harder and see what my limits are.
I gotcha.
I feel like if I try something difficult and fail, that I don't have the same mindset as like a Deku, where it's like, or like a a Soma, somebody who's just like, yeah, I've failed every single time, but I'm just gonna try harder until I make it, I kind of like, I'm like, I don't know where that boundary is. Maybe I should just work on something easier. So I think I do better in increments. So I'm gonna choose the second one. It's not a cool choice, I don't think.
It's a
But I
realistic
think,
choice.
I don't know. I think it's fair. I think it's accurate. That is what I would choose.
That makes
Your
sense. Thanks for your answer.
Okay, I don't have a deep one. Here's what I got for you. Would you rather never play Dota again, or never play League again?
All right, here's my answer. Never play Dota again.
Okay.
And it's a little easy for me to say that now, just because the friends who I have who still play games that I play with regularly play League. So if I still had like 4 or 5 friends playing Dota, like regularly every night, then that would be harder. But it's kind of like boiled down to where like my Dota phase is over.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of big into League now.
So you're kind of like
The champions are a lot cuter than Dota.
I mean, yeah. Just looking at your Discord profile picture. Yeah. So like that's something that's kind of like interesting to come to terms with, because I think it's so much easier to. Well, I don't know. I was about to make like a sweeping generalization that I probably would not have been accurate for a lot of people. But sometimes I think it's easier to see for yourself, like when parts of your life are sort of like past, or like it's not that they don't matter to you, but it's that they matter to you, but they're in the past.
Yeah.
So
The things
you
that
don't
happened matter to you.
Yeah. And they don't have to keep happening, or they don't have to continue to be an active part of your life, your present life or your future life, for them to still be a part of your life.
Yeah. It's
You
like
know, I
a,
think
it's
that
like an old
applies
relationship.
to a lot more things than games, obviously. I think that applies to, friendships and other things. Places you live, maybe like interests that you have at different times.
Maybe like an old 2002 silver Volkswagen Bug Turbo. Rest in peace, buddy.
We miss. That was the friend mobile for us for for a while.
Yeah, it worked well.
Yeah. Should
Okay.
we just not get silver cars? Is that is that a problem for us?
That is fair. That is fair. I have yet to have a wreck in my black one.
There you go.
But both of our silver
It's
cars.
because you're so
are in
fast and nobody
junkyards
can
now.
see you. That's why I got a black cat. He's indestructible. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's like a very like healthy way of looking at it. And also just like that it's more important that the community is what's important to you when it comes to gaming, not necessarily the game itself. Although you can have like a lot of love for specific games.
Yeah, I play a lot of single player games. Those ones obviously don't have communities. Well, okay, they do.
Well, they have
not like in the
communities, but not like-
multiplayer games.
You don't log on and play with somebody else. You're
yeah.
not in chat.
Like
Yeah.
Hollow Knight or Life is Strange,
Right.
where I still like talking with people about the games, but you don't like play them.
Yeah.
Well, I will say Overwatch, when I played it, again, I played it when it came out, and for like the 2 years after it came out, and I've only picked it up again recently because you've been playing it. I really liked the community back then. It was pretty good. It wasn't like as toxic as most MOBAs are. But I will say,
Yeah, MOBAs are a little salty, huh? A little flamey.
the Heroes of the Storm is the only MOBA I've seen like virtually no toxicity in. That might be because I've only played a few hundred hours of it, and I haven't played it like Dota.
100. That's just funny to me. Like, as I said, I had not considered myself a gamer up till like maybe this year. So hearing a few hundred hours is just funny to me.
If a game piques my interest, I'll usually put like 100+ hours into it. If it doesn't pique my interest, I'll put like 7 hours. And then just kind of drop it
I
and
would
never
be
play it
interested.
again.
I should look through and see what my most played game has to be Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
But that's only going to have
definitely.
probably a couple hundred hours on it, if that.
Yeah, you should be at like 200 or something now.
Yeah, I think that's like definitely a part of my ADD is like I'll get on a game, even a game that I really like. I'll play it for like 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like, cool, I want to do something else for a while, and then I'll like come back and play it. But like I don't tend to play for long periods, which is why that like period of playing Skyrim for hours was so unusual for me. But that was just my like, one of those rare like hyperfixation moments where I just got super zoned in. Like I couldn't do that now. There's no way.
I don't even know how long I have spent in Minecraft. Like I don't even want to guess. Should I bring this up in this podcast? Is this the vibe I should be bringing? That Priest still has yet to play Minecraft, the game of the decade? Quoting,
never-
and I quote, "It doesn't look that good." Anyway, we continue.
I did say that, and honestly, I will hold by it to the extent that I don't want to say good graphics, but like very aesthetically pleasing graphics, interesting graphics are a very like a part of gaming that I really love. which I mean is a big part of why I like Skyrim so much. But like, I play some 8-bit, 16-bit games. I mean, like Pong, genuinely is one of my favorite games of all time. But when it comes to like games that you kind of walk around the world and do stuff, I'm more a fan of like, I guess like more realistic looking games. So Minecraft just never caught my interest. I think it never caught my interest over the years, and then like it got to where I hadn't played it for so long, and then I still hadn't, and I'm like, well, now if I play Minecraft, I should probably do it like on stream or something, like playing Minecraft for the first time, like for the clicks.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also because I still don't really like, I don't like, a couple times over the past few months I've been like, Minecraft seems kind of cool, like I should get into it, but like that fades. And I still don't have like I have to play Minecraft. I don't have that. So yeah.
I mean, YouTube's going to
leave a comment, I guess, if you think I should play Minecraft.
YouTube is going to counter me on this opinion, but watching it is not as fun as playing it. Now, I say that with Minecraft being like the #1 game on YouTube, and Twitch, like consistently. But it's like D&D. Like watching Critical Role or Adventure Zone is awesome, and they're amazing stories and they're fantastic, but it's a completely different experience actually playing it.
That's fair.
To where, because I don't think because you've ever played it, you don't necessarily like you don't get the joy of like literally walking around a random world and just being like, oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is cool.
I honestly think that like playing Animal Crossing this year has sort of put into me a little bit of that spark of like, yeah, I kind of do like, it doesn't have to be like realistic, I can explore a place and like, honestly though, like when I think about what I would enjoy about Minecraft, it's just like, I want to stack blocks on top of each other and make stuff. Like that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I want to make a big tennis racket.
It's an Amelia Watson joke.
Yes.
Very topical VTuber reference.
VTuber reference. See, I'm learning. Zaina Kitty, I'm learning. Okay. So you gave me one. I gave you one. Is it my turn for another?
Yeah, I had a second one. Do you want to move on to Will You Press the Button? Or do another Would You Rather?
Let's do Would You Rathers, and then we'll move on to the Will You Press the Button.
Got it. Okay. So I only have 2 Would You Rathers.
Yeah, that's what I've got as well.
Have your music reach everyone, but no one really knows your name? Or have everyone who hears your music know who you are?
Huh. So, first of all, when you say have everyone hear your music,
yes.
Do you mean like...
Yes.
Like...
Topping Spotify, topping YouTube.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's getting a ton of streams and stuff like that. So this would obviously be like very good for me as regards like my like this would be like I would eat off of this for the rest of my life because everybody would hear my music.
But
everybody would
you don't even have things like your Discord server because people don't know you.
So no, like literally nobody would. Well, people would know. Like, are you saying I wouldn't know anybody at all, just personally, or just people wouldn't know me for my music?
Yeah, they wouldn't know you for your music.
So literally,
it's the two extremes.
Like not even other
everyone would hear
know.
it, but no one would know you. Like they might DM you, like that kind of thing, but no one's gonna know like your passion or your drive for it, or
interesting,
or your stuff.
So I would be anonymous. Like I would be
kind of, yeah. You'd be one of the big.
Nobody would really know who I was.
Yeah, you'd be like one of the big names you see on Spotify, where it's like you'll recognize their name from their music, but you have no idea who the person is.
Interesting.
Or have everyone who hears your music, which is a much smaller, like it's going to be a much smaller, it's not everyone hearing your music, but everyone who hears your music knows who you are.
So they would be like, they would have the same sort of level of familiarity with me as, say, like somebody who's in my server or like who interacts with me on Twitter a lot, or like, okay. The first one is tempting because obviously that's like you're set for life. Like you never have to, worry. And it's tough. But honestly, like, I think I would rather have the second one. Because for me, and this isn't the case for everybody, but for me, the process of making something, of creating something, and like putting it out for people to see, like one of the, like, just as important as like making the thing and people consuming or listening or watching the thing is like, I want to interact. Like, I want to interact with the people who listen to my stuff or who like it. Like, I want to know, what they're, I don't know. I want to know like what kind of people they are. I want to know, how they feel. Like, I want them to be able to reach out to me in some capacity. Either to be, just like, hey, I like that song you did, or just be like, even just like the number of times that I've been able to just like talk to people who are kind of going through something and like give them, just a sort of a kind word in different times. Like that's, I think that is just so important to me, just connecting with people. And the way that I've been able to do that even so far, like through, music and YouTubing and stuff, even on such a small scale, like has already been such a big part of my life and something I care about so much that like, yeah, I just couldn't see losing that. Like I just have to be in touch with the people that listen to my music or whatever. Like if I could encapsulate it in just like a very like a small sort of like compact way of saying it, which is always how I should lead out my answers, but I never do. I always ramble for like 10 minutes and then I'm like, here's a 2-sentence thing I could have said instead. But that's, anyone who doesn't know that by now is listening to the wrong podcast. If you thought this was my brother and me, you've taken a seriously wrong turn.
My words and me.
Yeah. No, I think like I've always valued the idea of like a small but committed audience. Like I've said before, like we've talked about this before. I don't remember if we've talked about it like on podcasts and stuff before, but like I think it's better to have a small dedicated audience than a big one that doesn't care about you. And I think that goes both ways. It's like you care about your audience, they care about you, and it's easier to do that when it's on a small scale. So for me, that's just like an extension of that. Is like, I don't mind having a small audience. I really like being able to take the time to connect with anybody who wants to like reach out to me about whatever. So obviously I'm not able to like talk to everyone about everything. I am also not a therapist. Please do not ask me to give you therapy, or if you have very serious problems that you should be talking to somebody else about. That is, should be at your discretion. But in general, I really, I enjoy the opportunity to connect with people.
Yeah,
I think I just value that more than I would having a wider audience and it being impersonal.
Yeah, that's really wholesome.
I've got another one for you.
Okay.
Again, mine are not deep.
You were okay. You asked me. That's why I had the disclaimer at the beginning. Was you said come up with questions that would be hard for you to answer? So I was like, all
No,
right. I don't
you're
know what kind of
absolutely
vibe.
And honestly, it's just a testament to like how well you know me, because like those are the types of questions that I love thinking about and that I love talking about, and that are very hard for me to answer. So spot on. I've gone like very like surface level here.
Oh, you
But,
haven't seen my will you press the buttons yet?
Okay, this one is: would you rather be an Animorph or be in a magical girl anime as a magical girl?
Ooh. That is yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Magical Girl seems so much more lighthearted, unless it's Puella. That show can go fuck off. That's my personal feelings on it. Sorry if there's anyone who actually likes it.
I don't. Irene, is that a show that you like? I don't know.
Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Sophia, is that a show that you like? I don't know anything about magical girl anime.
Look, all I'm saying is when I started getting into anime, I was like, what shows should I watch? I had a friend who liked to watch it. Vi, I don't know why you would be listening to this, but if you are, you know what you did. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, right? Hunter x Hunter, right? That's fine. Kill la Kill, weird, but fine. Then she was like, yeah, watch Puella Magi Madoka Magica. And I was like, maybe 14, 15, and I'd like maybe seen one R-rated movie. And not spoilers, because it's like in the first episode, I think, but someone gets like half their torso chopped off by like a Venus flytrap or something. And anyway, I've vowed never to watch that show. It might be really good. I don't know, but I'm not watching it. Anyway.
So which magical girl is the Venus flytrap? Because honestly, slay.
But that's kind of okay. I kind of take it back a little bit because that is also Animorphs. That's also kind of the vibe of Animorphs, I'm not gonna lie. It's dark. So I should probably like Puella. Maybe I'll go watch it again. This is me reversing 5 to 6 years of my thinking. Like you're seeing this happen in real time, right? So sorry for the editing, but it's...
And I'm sure neither one of us has done that before.
But I'm thinking through it. But the Animorphs world is dark. It sucks. It's bleak. And morphine sounds like it's actually painful. Like, it seems like it would be a pain.
It's
But
not though, right? Don't they have like their Andalite DNA makes them
It
like,
doesn't
immune to the pain of morphine?
physically hurt. Yeah. It just seems like a pain. Like, but I've definitely wanted to be an Animorph for way longer in my life than I've wanted to be a magical girl, because I wasn't allowed to watch those kinds of shows when I was a kid.
But for some godforsaken reason, you were allowed to read Animorphs.
I don't understand how that one flew by. So I'm going to have to go with Animorphs here, just on my gut. Also, I definitely own more Animorphs book than I own magical girl stuff.
It's accurate. What's your total count? How many are you up to?
Now is, I think it's 34, 36. So I'm only missing now like 18 in total, including the spinoffs.
Incredible. Does that include Megamorphs?
Yes, it does include Megamorphs 2 in the Time of Dinosaurs.
I had to bring that around to, wasn't that a Jacob Geller thing?
Yeah, it's a joke for you because Dinosaurs, and a joke for Jacob Geller, his video about libraries. Again, go watch his channel. Amazing.
That's a good video. That's one of the ones that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Animorph. I think I would have guessed Animorph.
Well, okay.
I think.
Hang on. If I get wings in my magical girl, a la
all bets are off.
the fan art or a la like Maximum Ride, which, okay, I understand they're trash. But I still really like those books.
I think you've had one taste of fan art of you as a magical girl with wings, and now you are just hungry for more.
Of course, I got it
So
today.
anybody,
It's amazing.
anybody who wants to draw Caffeine as a magical girl with big ass wings is welcome to do so.
I would absolutely vibe with it. It's so good.
Reference can be found on I guess my Twitter or Sinnoh's Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we on? Will you press the buttons now?
Yeah. Will you press the buttons?
Go
Okay.
for it.
Will you press the button? Have an unlimited supply of tea, but you can only drink that kind of tea.
Yeah, I press it.
Yes, you press it. Which one?
PG Tips.
Hey,
That's
there
the
we go.
only
Okay.
tea that I drink anyway.
I know you have a tea cabinet in your house, and there's
Yeah,
like a lot
that's
of
true.
different types. So I didn't know if you had like a bunch of different types.
That's fair. We have a ton of different types of tea, and we always have since I was a kid. When I drink tea, it is only PG Tips. I'm not snobby about it. Like if somebody else offers me a different kind of tea, I'll drink it. But it's just my favorite tea, and it has been for like a few years now. So yeah, like I would be perfectly happy only drinking PG Tips for now till the end of natural time.
Is it okay now to say that I've never had PG Tips?
That's fine. I can make you PG Tips.
I was gonna say, because I've never had it when I was over. Oh, I've had tea
That's-
with you and never had PG Tips.
That's crazy. I've never made you PG Tips. Maybe
It's
we didn't
crazy.
have it. At the time. It can be.
It's a
It can be
Breakfast
hard
Club
to
had
get.
to
In.
get it in.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, I've been drinking it for years. There's our two. No. Yeah, maybe we just didn't have it last time we had tea together because it can be hard to get in the U.S. Which is why it's so funny because it's such like a normal tea. It's not like a high class tea, I don't think. But just because it's like harder to get in the U.S., that makes it like kind of like a I don't know, like a posh thing, I guess. What's the American word for posh? Bougie? It's like a bougie thing.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Not that bougie is an American word. Well, it is an American word because it is a bastardization of a word in a foreign language. What's more American than that? Here's my first will you press the button for you.
Okay.
You get an RTX 3090, but your fans will always be ridiculously loud. You press the button. And when I say fans will be ridiculously loud, I mean like just think of like the loudest fans you've ever heard on a computer that wasn't like a, multiple unit like supercomputer or whatever, or like a server room.
Yeah, it was the super speed button on my gaming laptop. My gaming laptop had a dedicated button that I could press that would like kick the fans into full gear.
Yeah.
And I could fill up like everyone in a lecture hall could hear that.
I
thing
remember
if I pressed it.
that puppy would start up like a Ford F-150.
But I don't actually know if you Freests know this, but the fan curve on my PC is set to 100% and left there. I've just left it. I have a fan going in the background of my room like all the time. Like I would.
Why do you think I asked you to
gladly-
use the dynamic microphone for
That
this
is
one?
fair. So really, we can blame you for the whole pop filter thing earlier. You made me change my mic. But if it genuinely just gets loud enough to where I can't have it on my desk, then I just move it off my desk. It gets like a dog. I have a few dogs just lying around.
Modern
Just stick it on my
problems.
desk.
Acquire modern
So
solutions.
yes. Plus, if it was too loud anyway, I could sell it and get the 3080. I could sell it and buy a used car. That's
Always
so
finding a way to
expensive.
game the system. That's why we get along.
Well, no, I specifically wouldn't be gaming because I wouldn't have the 3090 anymore.
Oh yeah, you can't game on a 3080. That's trash.
I really can't play League on that, you know?
Oh my! Oh my God! The Verge PC building video where what was their what game did they test?
Oh,
It was like, wasn't it like a MOBA or something? I don't think it was League, or was it?
I think it was League. I think it was League.
Was it League?
Maybe it was also Rocket League, but like stuff that I can play on like my 12-year-old laptop. So good. So good.
Yeah. I think that's a fair answer. Honestly, I wouldn't press that button unless I could sell it and get a different card, which is kind of a cop out, but I'll accept that because I've been known to lawyer most of these down. But I wouldn't because like it's so important to me that it's that I don't have that much noise in the room.
Yeah, that's why if you got that Noctua cooler, you got that fractal design case.
I have the best cooler, and
it's a
what am I rocking? A 1070?
1070 graphics card, yeah.
1070, yeah. And honestly, like with the games that I play,
oh yeah,
it's a dream because I went from like a 960, I think.
No,
on my
specifically
laptop 960.
Yeah, 960M, which is
960M.
like nothing.
Right.
I mean, I guess back when you bought it, it was something. It was mid-range ish.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, not anymore. But yeah, that 1070 should last for quite a while, unless you get into like AAA gaming, which maybe when you when you get your stream, you actually might need to upgrade. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if I start playing Siege for real, that might help for trying to stream it.
Siege is
or
also
like
kind
Apex,
of an older
I think
game.
that's one that
Apex
people
might
have
need
trouble
it,
streaming Apex. Who's up?
Oh, that's my question. Yes. Okay. I do have 3 of them, so this is the second one.
Okay, you said the third one was kind of a meme, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Become a master at any instrument you want, but
Okay.
you're not allowed to put that instrument into your music.
Oh, interesting. So, an inadvertent two-set violin reference there. Interesting. Honestly, like, okay. There are a lot of instruments that I play that I've never used in a song. Mm-hmm. So it's really about like which instrument would I pick? Like which instrument would I want to play that I would be okay with never using in my music? And now, is that just I can never play it myself in my music, or I can never use even a clip of it?
You can't use your mastery of that instrument to like put in your music.
So either somebody else could play it, or I could use a sample. That'd be fine.
Yeah, that would be fine. But it's about like you not being able to like physically do it.
So is that like just? You mean just my recorded music? What about like live shows?
Yeah, I feel like if I exempted live shows, it would be too easy of a question. So I think we're going to deny live shows.
So like anything, I wouldn't be able to do it in a performative sense. As far as like,
you can still play it in front of people, but you couldn't be like, "Hey, this is Freest. It's my live show."
Right. But could I play
Check
it like
how
around
cool
a
I am at the
campfire? Could I
xylophone.
play it like?
Yeah.
Can I play it for other people, just not?
Yeah.
In a maybe like it just in no context that could result in like being paid for it or like it being a part of my brand, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about open mics? No open mics?
I feel like, open mics are a little different than live shows, right? That doesn't
open mics, as long as I don't use them to promote or anything, as long as I'm not like
that'd be fine.
Freest at the open mic. Yeah, okay. Again, I'm just trying to figure out which one I would choose. Because like right now, I don't have mastery over any instrument. So
decent at the piano.
And I'm decent at piano. I'm nowhere close to mastery.
That's fair.
But like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think if I would pick a common instrument or not. I would probably pick probably like either the violin or the cello, maybe. Or you know what? No. I know what I'm gonna pick. I would pick the saxophone because the saxophone is an instrument that, when I play it, and it's been a while, but whenever I do play the saxophone, and my like ideal for playing the saxophone is like that's an instrument that I can play just for myself and love.
That's fair.
Like that's an instrument that
Saxophone is the sexiest instrument.
Well, for I'm not denying that, but for me, it's like it's the blues. It's like it's the instrument that you play, like when when to express what you feel, and that doesn't need to be for like other people. That's like you play it, on an abandoned street corner or whatever. Just like singing your heart out on this instrument. So yeah, I'm going to choose saxophone.
Okay.
If I have to pick a specific saxophone, I'll pick tenor sax.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Here's your second one.
All right.
Okay. You can change outfits at will, meaning like instantaneously, but you're limited to 10 total outfits to choose from for the rest of your life. You can replace them with identical outfits if they get old or like stained or whatever.
I only have 10 outfits to begin with. 2020 hasn't been a great fashion year. I'm going to have to decline this because I really, really want to get into cosplay. And I can't.
You don't want to have like one outfit as a uniform, Steve Jobs style, and then 9 cosplays.
Well,
9
that's the
cosplays
theme.
is pretty good.
9 cosplays is good, right? But like, I want to have the option open. I want to be like maybe next year, my favorite anime in the world will come out, and I really want to cosplay it, right? And if I've already chosen those outfits, then I wouldn't be able to.
What number of outfits would get you to press this button?
11? I'm kidding.
Okay, let me do it this way. What if it's 15?
15's not bad because that's like the 2-week cycle, right?
Yeah, and
like,
an extra one.
Yeah. Like, I feel like people forget what clothes other people wear. Like, when 2 weeks go by. It's like you can wear the same thing.
I would not expect somebody to go 2 weeks without, like, reusing at least one item of clothing. Just a typical, an average person.
But I feel like you would be known for having a good, like, repertoire of clothes or having a good fashion sense if you have, like, 2 full weeks of, like, not copying anything.
Do you think,
so 15's not bad.
I think the play is to lean into it and be like, this is my Sunday outfit, this is my Monday outfit. The only thing is you have to account for seasons if you live in a place with seasons. If you ever plan to go to a place with seasons.
Yeah, I couldn't.
So
I
to
couldn't
me,
do it.
I would do I would do like 7 outfits, do my like each day of the week thing, but then I would have, based on whatever my normal climate was, and then I would do like, it's difficult because like I would do my my warm weather outfit, my cold weather outfit, but then it's like, well, then I only have one, so I can't spend too long there. So then it gets complicated because it's like, well, maybe you need a week's worth of clothes for each season, and then you're already at 28 outfits, and that's even without cosplays.
Now, something that we didn't touch on is being able to change them instantly, like you said at the beginning. That would really be helpful. It'd be so helpful.
Wouldn't it? Like, imagine if you were like, can you imagine, like, I want all of my, like, cosplayers that are listening right now, think of, like, the most cumbersome cosplay you've ever put on. Just the hours that you spent putting it on, and then like you're leaving the convention center. You are walking to your car across, concrete roads, and you're out in like society, and you're in your like very uncomfortable heels or boots or whatever. You've got these like false eyelashes that are just like starting to make you weep. You've got just think of the most like uncomfortable, like most complicated cosplay that you've ever had, and then just think like you walk out of the convention center and then just like you're in street clothes. Like done.
That would be really nice.
Because I would say this applies to like makeup and stuff too.
Be like, you'd be at work, right? And then it's like your clock out time. And you're like, all right, time for me to leave. Boom. I'm in my pajamas. Don't talk to me. I clearly do not work here. That I would definitely do that for 15 outfits.
I think you could use this for evil too, because you could make at least one of them a disguise, and then you could go like full Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where
is like Mission Impossible like prosthetics like possible? Because if so, then yes,
kind of. Like,
yes, you could
like
definitely just like
the CIA has pretty advanced masks.
Well, like, is it like possible in this scenario?
Oh,
because changing outfits instantly, you don't have to make it. You don't have to like.
I would consider that if it's an outfit that could exist, like with materials and techniques on Earth right now, then I would include it. So even if it's a disguise, I would still include it.
Okay, and I will definitely. Yeah, I would definitely do that for 10 outfits if I'm allowed to destroy an outfit and never wear it again to replace it with a new one.
Huh.
I'm specifically thinking
that's
like
part of the deal.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think that makes it OP because you could because then you could have a new outfit every single day of your life.
OP, please.
And then you could be the person that never wears the same thing twice, and that's super bougie.
That's actually, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I like that question.
For me, I would actually, that would actually be a problem for me, because I definitely have comfort clothes, not just in the sense that they're comfortable, but that I get attached to them. And I get emotional about not being able to wear my favorite clothes. Like when my T-Rex sweatshirt is in the wash, I miss it.
Aww.
It's a big deal for me. And I have my favorite jeans and everything. So not having access to my favorite clothes is difficult. So I think I would really enjoy the familiarity. I would easily do 10.
I see. I get that. Okay, your last one. It's
sure.
it's holiday themed. Yay.
Okay.
Have Santa be real. Christmas magic is real.
Okay.
Rudolph, the whole 9 yards. But for the rest of your life, you only get the kind of gifts that your great aunt would get you.
Wait, let me think about this.
He's Santa, but the ink smudges on your Christmas list by the time it reaches the North Pole, and he just kind of estimates.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of the benefits of having a Santa Claus.
Don't have to spend money. You don't have to worry about it.
The benefits, the worldwide benefits of having a Santa Claus.
People don't have to spend money.
People don't have to spend money on gifts, which means that income equality no longer affects Christmas. Conceivably, it also means that income equality becomes a thing of the past if people just, wish for, I don't know, themselves to have a better living situation. I feel like Christmas magic is being vastly underused in most Santa verses that you come across. It's Santa can grant any wish, he can give anybody any gift. just based on whether they're good people, and yet, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Like Santa, that's the thing. Santa is kind of like a capitalist machine, who
Can I write the heads of the bourgeoisie on my Christmas list?
And here's the thing. Here's what's insulting, right? Santa Claus clearly gives inferior gifts to those with lower income, right? He gives superior gifts to those with higher income. This is unexplained by Santa mythology in nearly every case. Then he has the audacity to wear communist red as he descends down the chimneys of capitalist nations. It's incredible. No, I don't wish for Santa to be real. I don't want any gifts
In some
if he is.
way, that would be central planning of Christmas, though.
It's not. Again, it's not even distribution. It's at best trickle down Santanomics, and I'm not here for it.
Have Santa be real, but Santa is Ronald Reagan.
If Santa is Ronald Reagan, I hope the assassination attempt works. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
We
Killed Santa.
Under well, you press the button, I wrote a quotation from your great aunt. I heard, just
You know my great aunt?
No, I don't. But in case if you were confused by what kind of present that would be,
Okay,
I
what did I get?
clarified it more. And I was like, I heard you're really big into kazoos recently. I got you a kazoo set. But no.
Kazoo set? Oh, they're all in different keys.
But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I kind of want a kazoo set.
Could we sell kazoo sets and claim, like, different sizes and claim that they're all in different keys?
Of course we can.
Did we just invent the grift of the century? You could sell sets of 12 kazoos in increasing sizes.
In a month, get ready for the Breakfreeced Club kazoos.
Oh my gosh, this is the best. We shouldn't air this episode because this is too good of a grift.
This is a great grift, actually, yeah. How do you make kazoo? You know how you'll get, like, kazoos that have, like,
the grift of the
brands on them?
Magi, I'm calling this episode.
Hey kid, here's a present. If you're good next year, you'll get another one. It's higher. It's a higher pitch. Manufacturer. You know, you've seen like kazoos with like different brands on them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like clearly someone is
find
doing
one that
this.
makes them in different sizes though, so that we can claim they're in different keys.
The Kazoo Factory.
Kazoo Factory sounds like an EDM artist.
That does. Okay, make your own kazoos. Maybe we just buy kazoos from this place and then sell them ourselves.
And what? Put them in the wash? Do they come in different sizes?
Okay. I'm looking at Kazubi kazoos. They are custom imprinted. See me, Kazubi kazoos, fun imprinted kazoos. I don't know if they come in different sizes. We might have to break out our smiths.
We have
and
to
start.
make our own kazoos.
We might have to make our own kazoos. But think
Could
of
we not
the
simply
money.
make a kazoo mold one kazoo, and then stretch or shrink the mold for
How would you do that?
future kazoos?
How would you stretch
How
or
would you
shrink
do
the
that?
mold? It's like
I
a
would-
mold, right?
I would simply, I would just.
You've already made the
I would
wash
kinda
joke.
Just, I would kind of. I would,
I'd control T it. Honestly, there's a joke for like some people.
God, don't we wish we could control T?
No, you can control
a
T but only that specific kind.
You press the button. Okay, so that's my last. That was your last. Will you press the button as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're probably about ready to wrap up. This is going to be the longest episode we've ever done, and honestly, I'm not surprised. And first of all, because we historically have run way over any time we've ever aimed for on any show we've ever done.
Oh yeah. It's like, hey, we're trying to make our episodes 20 minutes.
We
just do 3 episodes in one sitting.
It's
like,
we kind of just like talking to each other, don't we?
We
and
do.
The other thing is,
yeah.
like, we've genuinely barely been able to talk to each other for like 2 weeks because we've both been sick, we've both been quarantined. So like, this is sort of just a very nice time.
It's a good vibe.
And a very good vibe, yeah. So I guess if I were to hit you with like another one good vibe at the end of this episode to sort of send the people home with, I guess I would just say like a good vibe for anybody is just appreciating the friends that you have in your life, appreciating the difference that you're able to make in somebody else's life by being their friend, and valuing yourself for who you are, for who you will be, for the kind of person that you can grow to be at your best, and always always just taking time to notice the positive things in life when they come, because they do come, and sometimes it feels like you blink and you miss them, but they're there. They're all around. And again, I know, like everybody's saying this all the time. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of people. I hope that at some point in this year, this podcast or anything else I do has brought some kind of positive vibe to your life. That is what I want more than anything.
It's definitely brought a positive vibe to me. So,
and you have brought a positive vibe to me. You are the light of my life. You are the radiant joy that watches the Twilight Saga with me, because that's just a thing we do.
it kind of
are
sucks,
my
though.
forever bestie, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. You're my bestie. This is a good vibe. I like this vibe.
This is a very good vibe. Is there any link that you want to drop, maybe your Twitter or something, so people can find you?
My Twitter. What's my handle? I straight up don't know.
Is it still Pertrebed?
Probably. Yeah. So it's Pertrebed. You can find me right now, Caffeine McAllister. Freest came up with that one. It's pretty brilliant. Usually just under Caffeine. Again, find me in the Discord server. I don't really do my own kind of stuff. I just do stuff for other people. So maybe you'll see some of my stuff.
Very
around.
good at it.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah. Definitely say hey there. Say hey on Twitter. It'll be linked down below, but it's what is it? At PERTREBED. Is that how that's spelled? Pertrebed?
Yeah, it's perturbed, but treb in the middle instead.
Yeah.
Do you have any links you want to drop, Priest?
Yeah, I do. Imagine.
I guarantee
you.
Everyone who's gotten to this point in the podcast already knows all of the links.
Still going to say them. Just in case you tuned in for the holiday special. My Discord, I've been talking about it for a while. It is called, what's it called? Prehistoric Friends, is that right?
Yes.
It's dinosaur themed. We have a great time. It's very positive vibes. If you're just looking for kind of the most wholesome place on the internet, I would recommend it. So that'll be linked down in the description. Be sure to check out my main channel, Freest, if you haven't. That's where I upload my music. Subscribe to this channel for more episodes of the Breakfreeced Club and reactions and stuff like that. Hoping to get another reaction up this week. This channel is called Feast, by the way, F2CED, in case you're listening to this on Spotify or something. If you want to listen to this podcast somewhere other than YouTube, it's literally like everywhere podcasts are found. So just look for the Breakfreeced Club, you'll find it. Otherwise, find me on Twitter at MeFreest, on Instagram at FreestRaps. You can find me on twitch.tv/Freest with 6 E's in the middle. That's FREEEEEECED. I'm very newly on TikTok at Freest. And you can also find a lot of my music on TikTok. But if there's a song or a part of a song that's not already on TikTok as a sound that you want to make a TikTok with, do so with my blessing. Maybe tag me if you can't. I don't know how TikTok works. Can you tag people? But yeah. Anyway,
I don't know how it
go
works
have fun with
either.
it. I highly recommend making TikToks. Perhaps somebody could come up with a TikTok dance for. I am 1,000 years old. For either Smooches for the Homies. Excuse me. Smooches for the Homies or JFK Flex. I think those are the most memeable songs that I've ever made.
They're very good songs.
So that is that. Again, this will be the longest episode we've ever done, but I think it was worth it. I think this is a very good vibe we've had here today. Caffeine, I have so much enjoyed having you on. I hope I can coerce you to come back on again sometime.
I would love to come back on. Yeah, this has been a blast.
This is like old times. Yeah. So thanks everybody for listening. Let me know in the comments below how many of my dinosaur riddles you got. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy whatever other holiday you may celebrate or not. Yeah, take care.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.